beginning with Elder Nelson Wike, Ayo Payoshe, Senator Samuel Anyanwu, Honorable Umar Bature, Adeyemi Ajibade, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Senator Mao, Honorable Austin Wachiku, Abraham Ama, George Turner, Chief Dan Obi, with an expulsion as per the motion raised heavily by our elder statesman, citing our constitutional provisions as enumerated. That is Chief Bode George, and heavily seconded by my chairman, Sis Adamu. Those in support of this motion say aye.
Motion chapter. Hereby is upon the motion moved by our elder statesman, Chief Bode George. I hereby support the motion.
So yesterday, 15th of November 2025, PDP held its national working committee election, and Kabiru Tanimu Turaki has emerged the national chairman. But something was striking. After this, what happened? Wike and Fayoshe were all removed, and that's Anyanwu. These people are the people who have been destabilizing the party, and PDP is beginning to get itself back. Of course, there has been some kickback, there have been some challenges here and there, but in the end, PDP has done what is best for it. And thanks to Seyi Makinde for that. So, but we also saw that in the election, the only person who contested against him was Lado Damake, and he later withdrew from the race, and that made Turaki to win unopposed. Then Ambassador Taufik Arapaja has been elected the national chairman, and this signals a northern southwest balance in the party. So we have the north, we have the south. Now several officers, like Solarin Adekunle has emerged unopposed, suggesting a kind of predetermined consensus or a weak internal, contestation, meaning that the people are not really showing interest. As a result of that, almost anybody can just easily come out. Or it could also mean that there is some form of consensus amongst them to say, okay, let's just put this person, let this person go for this, let this person go for this, which shows that everything is working fine. But now let's look at the major structural shakeup in the 5 states. Number one, PDP convention dissolved the world, local government and state structure in Imo State, because PDP we have PDP in Imo State, in Abia State, in Enugu State, in Akwa Ibom, and then in Rivers. So those are the 5 states where PDP dissolved ward, local government and state structure. And the motion was moved by Seyi Makinde, and it was seconded by the national auditor Daniel Okechukwu, which shows that Seyi Makinde is one actually calling the shots. And now the party claimed that the Congress, between the party claimed that the Congresses between 2024 and 2025 were free, fair, compliant with laws, because we all know that there have been court injunctions here and there, conflicting court orders. Wike is just trying to kill the party. Conflicting court orders. This one will say don't do this one. In fact, there was even one I saw recently that they said the convention should not hold, but they went ahead with it. So I don't even know, but we know that there will be litigations here and there. So this dissolution signals a reset, in problematic states, especially Rivers and Imo, where factions have battled for dominance. What's causing the problem in Rivers? Wike is on clash with Fubara, bastardized the party in that state, and then Imo also we have some 1 or 2 challenges here and there. So publication of the dissolution serves as an official notification, implying immediate takeover by caretaker committees. So caretaker committees will be taking over the structures of this PDP in this state until they carry out, maybe I don't know if it's true election, they replace those people or whatever that would be happening there. But the high point of the day was the expulsion of Wike, Anyanwu and 9 others, including the former governor of Ekiti State. And funny enough, yesterday was actually his birthday too. 11 prominent figures were expelled, including Nyesom Wike, Senator Samuel Anyanwu, Adeyemi Ajibade, Umar Bature, Mao Ohambunwa, George Turner, Austin Nwanchukwu, Abraham Ama, Dan Obi, Abdulrahman Muhammad. These were the people that were expelled from the party. They've been giving the party too much problem. And this move to expel them was actually moved by Bode George, one of the founding fathers you know, and it was seconded by another person, because for something like that would have to happen, it would have to be seconded. So it was actually seconded by Governor Bala Muhammad, an alliance of old guard plus the governors. So now, what was the basis of their expulsion? Number one, their conduct was inconsistent with the party's selective collective interests. We saw the way Wike, the way the former Fayose, former governor of Ekiti State, and Anyanwu, the former secretary, have been misbehaving, going against the dictates of the party. So expulsion is the boldest disciplinary action in PDP since 1999 that the party came into existence, and this signals a clean break from the Wike faction ahead of the 2027. So that there won't be Wike faction, this faction, Wike will not be able to influence what happens, because Wike definitely is going to go for Tinubu. So I'm very happy that that clown, the man who wants to be a governor and a minister at the same time, the guy who was embarrassed by a basic captain, if you compare it to the army, you know, because he's a lieutenant, but comparing to the army, he's a captain. That was one who embarrassed Wike. Wike that thinks that is a bulldozer that is always raging, a storm that never ceases. And now, what happens? You know, so we know that there are some internal resistance to this expulsion, of course. So Governor Fintiri of Adamawa State and Governor Mufwang of Plateau State, this same clown that cannot even take care of his own state where they are buying Christians anyhow, disowned the expulsion. And then they insist that it was not discussed at National Executive Council. What do they need to discuss at National Executive Council when Wike is killing the party? That it is not strategic at this moment, because the truth is that it will weaken the party, it will affect it will affect resources, that's funding and all of that. But in the end, we know Wike can never fund the party to win Tinubu. Of course, I didn't even expect the party to win Tinubu, but of course there should be loyalty to the party, and so if that cannot happen, then Wike should go to hell. Then it may threaten unity and survival of the party. The party is already moribund, that party is already dying. If this guy didn't seize the bull by the horn to do what he's doing, Makinde, the party will go underground. So what he's doing is, to me, okay, and this shows that PDP governors are not united, and that is the problem, deepening factional lines. And then in the end, we didn't even see Fubara, of course, for obvious reasons. And what surprised me was the Osun State governor, because he's actually scared now of what APC is doing in Osun State, so probably he wants to align with Tinubu so that he will not lose his state. And then and this also points to potential, you know, power tussle between old PDP establishments, that's Bode George bloc, and new PDP governors who prefer reconciliation. You know, but reconciliation is not working. Wike is just playing them the way Putin is playing Donald Trump. And so Wike's camp has fired back as expected. Now, Larry Olayinka, the bulldog, the attack dog, the back dog that could never defend Wike when an army officer, another officer embarrassed Wike, humiliated Wike, I was saying all sorts of rubbish in the video analysis I made, has openly mocked the convention, saying that they went to start Dirty December in November. Imagine that. And then, you know, he said that they were intoxicated and turned it into a social party. This is even very bad for a senior special assistant to be talking like an Agbero. This was the same way he was talking to Rufai of Arise News Television. I'm so disappointed in that guy. I wonder what he studied, because he behaves like, you know, like the way Very Dark Man described primates and Ayodele, that said Igbo people are the problems of Nigeria, and he said that man is a primate, and primate is an animal. So this guy, to me, falls in that category. No, so this ridicule signals Wike's camp is not intimidated and sees the expulsion as a joke or political theater, and we know what will happen. They will take this matter to court, and they will now use it to drag and frustrate PDP further, and PDP may not even win states, not to talk of win the federal level. So it suggests Wike is preparing for a counter-offensive, likely through the court or political realignment. And then another thing I've noticed here is that major political shock, for instance, is that Taraba governor has defected to APC, you know, so he's leaving. Governor Abu Kefas announced his defection to APC effective November 9th. Now, what is the justification for all of this? This is about the destiny and future of Taraba. That's what the Taraba governor said, because this man probably knows that with all these shenanigans going on, he cannot win. He may not win, and so he does not want to lose. So Taraba has pledged full loyalty, entire state government moving with him to support Tinubu, for Tinubu to continue to bastardize the country. And the commissioner says wherever the governor goes, we go, APC, SDP or ADC, because we know, of course, in Nigeria there is no what we call political, there are no philosophies that guide all these politicians. They are all criminals. As a result of that, you know, anything happens. And then now we noticed, like I said earlier, some strategic absences that were noticed. Number one, Governor Fubara, because, you know, he's now in Wike's control. And after, when in the PDP failed him, they would have removed that man as the governor of the state, if not for him trying to maneuver his way back, you know, through Tinubu and all of that. That's as much as people are angry with Tinubu that Tinubu, brought military there. Tinubu still saved the man, if you look at it. Then Adeleke of Osun State and then Kefas of Taraba were absent. But this Adeleke, so like I said already, is because the guy is probably scared. He doesn't want anything that will make him lose favor with Tinubu, because Tinubu may rig Osun State against him. But funny enough, this guy came to Ibadan of recent to attend the video show with Chema Kinde, so I don't really know what is going there. And so they represent 3 major blocks. So Rivers, the center of the Wike crisis, Osun, a strong PDP state, and Taraba now defecting. Their absence signal lack of consensus and possible political distancing, and news is already flying everywhere where some people are coming to disassociate themselves from expulsion of Wike and other troublemakers in the party. And this is a very big shame on PDP and all those people, to show that an average Nigerian politician is a scoundrel, because they all know that Wike is destabilizing the party and Fayose, so why are they still supporting them? Now, so the presence of big PDP heavyweights, so Governor Makinde, Governor Fintiri, Governor Bala Mohammed, Governor Dauda, and then Lawal, and then Muftang. All these are BB people, and their presence is very good for the convention. And we even heard that people were tearing down the banners and posters of all those crazy governors who refused to come. And then also present were Senate Minority Leader Abba Moro, former Governor Oyinlola, and Dan Kwambo, then PDP Board of Trustees leadership. And this indicates that although divided, the party still retains strong institutional pillars, and this is very, very good, for the party. So now, what is the whole of the strategic interpretation of this political commentary that I've been running? Number one is that PDP is undergoing a forced rebate. This election of Turaki and dissolution of state organs show a deliberate attempt to rebuild the party from the ground up. Number two, expulsion of Wike signals the end of the PDP G5 era, but it also risks legal battles, possible mass defections, and internal sabotage ahead of 2027. Number three, governors are not aligned. Fintiri and Muftwang, who to me are clowns, and they should be ashamed of themselves. These people are a disgrace to Nigerian politics. They mark resistance, and this reveals that PDP's governors, that's the financial engine of the party, are not convinced by the hardline approach. Number four, Kefas defection to APC is a turning point, and it shows that PDP may lose more states if the crisis deepens. And then number five, Wike's camp is gearing up for war, and because Wike, we all know he will never back down. His aides statement shows they will fight back publicly, mock PDP leadership, and possibly destabilize Rivers PDP further. Number six, 2027 implications. PDP may enter 2027 fragmented. APC gains from the turmoil. Labour Party or new coalition like the ADC may benefit from PDP's bidding. Now, let me know your thoughts are in the comment section. I remain your boy Ernest Omozope Adebayo Okoje. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and comment. Signing out. Peace.